previously on the fourth wall.
I'm never gonna get promoted.
2 tours in Afghanistan. Spent the better part of a year politely declining recruitment to the CIA. Master's degrees in linguistics and philosophy. Add a PhD in comparative literature for good measure. And I've come to offer you a job.
I already have a job.
It is my fondest wish to eliminate the man who once lived as Vlad Tepes, the Impaler, former Prince of Wallachia, and who now is a vampire known as Count Dracula.
There's a flaw in the succession plan, and it doesn't have to be proven right.
Oh, John. We're well past that.
That stone was chiseled from the rock that once held the blade Excalibur. I used it to break the boundaries between fantasy and reality. Best not to touch it. I'm not sure what would happen if it were to break.
You know, I think with you on our side, we may win the day yet. I know you've struggled with me keeping you in the dark about why I brought you here. It's probably time I told...
Watson! Yoink!
You know what you have to do.
He was a servant to others and a hero in his own right, and so we commit the body of John Watson to the ground. May he find rest with his beloved Mary. May we all live by his example.
This is so humiliating.
Quiet, you'll make me drop him.
But
You wanted to be a pallbearer. This is the only way that was gonna happen.
is your pet on your shoulder? This is too much.
How do you think I feel? I'm the pallbearer with a bird on my shoulder.
Long John Silver's parrot is here. He doesn't have to be on anybody's shoulder.
Thank you all for coming.
What do we do now, Hawthorne?
What else? We go home. We go back to the wall. Computer, Director Watson has been murdered.
It has been detected. Do you require the fourth wall succession plan?
I do.
It is secured in the late director's personal safe. The combination is 10, 29, 11.
Careful.
I don't think it can be damaged, Reggie. I, Merlin, laid of the table round, and being of undiminished capacity, hereby name as my successor, John H. Watson.
I already heard last week's episode, Hawthorne. We weren't in it that much.
Here we go. I do hereby authorize him to appoint a successor at the appropriate time. Amendment 1, I, John Watson, etc., etc. Do you hereby name as my successor Professor Abigail Westing, late of the real world?
Whoa.
Yeah.
Do you want to let her out of the jail cell, or should I?
Welcome to the prison wing. If you are visiting, we advise you to keep a reasonable distance from the cells. If you reside here, please stand by, as legal counsel will assist you presently. Thank you.
He was already all around you, wasn't he? You didn't listen.
No hard feelings here, Westing. If there's anything you need while you're here, I'm the man that can get it for you.
You'll need to stop eating flies if you're going to perfect that Morgan Freeman impression. Oh good, Hawthorne's here. I'm sorry if I was a little rude to you during our last conversation.
Nonsense, you were upset. I was placing you under arrest for the grisly murder of our mentor.
Well, I had a lot on my mind at the time.
You were covered in blood at the time, and there weren't any other suspects.
Hey friend, I'm not playing the blame game. Hiya Reggie, how you doing?
I'm very confused, pal. I mean, boss.
What?
I don't know.
Okay, well, keep me posted. I didn't kill him. That friend I told you about, Barbara, she did. Or what's left of her did. Why don't we let me out of here so I can go kill bad guys?
Sounds fine. Come on out.
Say again, please?
You can exit the cell anytime you like.
quick question. Can all of the prisoners do that?
Shut up.
Not to be the voice of reason, because I'd literally rather be doing anything else, but this doesn't prove anything. She may still have killed the old man.
Watson told me that if the person named in the succession plan betrays or will betray the wall, their name disappears from the document. If she had killed him, we wouldn't even be having this conversation.
What if he was wrong? It's happened before.
What in the hell is going on here?
You are... I'm not really sure how to say this other than directly. John Watson named you as his replacement in the fourth wall succession plan. That's why you can open the cell. The director is the only one who can override locks without a key.
What?
Oh, Hawthorne. I mean, she just got out of training.
He didn't think he was going to die a half hour after he made the decision. No, I'm not engaging with you. Abigail Westing, you have full command and control over the fourth wall and its operations, effective with the death of your predecessor.
Surprise!
Uh-huh. Guard,
Yes, ma'am?
may I see your sidearm, please?
Sir?
You heard the order, mister.
Thank you. And I point this part at the guy I want to shoot?
Yes, ma'am.
I just told him to hand you the weapon. Why are you aiming it at me?
Oh no, this would be the best seat in the house.
Everyone stay calm. We're all friends here, right?
I'll pray for you, Hawthorne.
Great. Now I'm not worried.
Hands where I can see them. 2 days ago, the wall was an absolute madhouse. Perfect opportunity for an unauthorized entry, which is exactly what happened and exactly why Watson is dead. Who was on duty in the boardroom that day?
I was.
So, let's say for the moment that Watson wasn't crazy or careless enough to name me to succeed him. Wouldn't it make much more sense that he'd named his trusted right hand? And if you betrayed him, wouldn't your name disappear from the document?
Hey, wait a minute, she's right. You crafty Jacqueline to think I sat on your shoulder.
What do you have to say for yourself? You resented me the first moment you laid eyes on me. Are you working with Dracula? Are you Dracula? Answer me.
I'm thinking. If I wanted to kill Watson, wouldn't I have done it years ago?
Not good enough. Not nearly.
Isn't it at least possible that agents aiming their guns at each other is part of Dracula's plan? Both Merlin and Watson had to live with a lot of regret. If you shoot me and you're wrong, you'll have to live with that regret for a while. And if you don't, you can always kill me later. What do I have to do to get you to trust me?
You really want me to trust you?
Yes.
Then come with me.
Come in.
It's her, Vlad. And she hasn't even done anything with her hair. Can you believe it, Jenny? She's the worst.
Vladdy, why do you need a third wife? Christy and I are super fun. Aren't we enough?
I am, in the room, guys.
Yes, you are.
Silence, brides. What's the word from our dear friends at the fourth wall?
It's pretty close to Halloween. You could afford to dress a little more...
Yes?
Dracula-ish?
You would prefer I slick back my hair? Wear my traditional vestments?
It'd be a start.
I prefer to dress more fashionably.
Not sure when khakis and a polo shirt became fashionable.
I bought that for him.
I suppose we have bigger problems. Like why we're holed up in a residence inn and not...
Castle Dracula? My dear, you have a real problem with thinking things through to their natural conclusion.
Tell her, Vladdy.
Even immolated in chaos, fourth wall agents will still infest every inch of my ancestral home, both in the real world and within my story. I keep more than enough of my home soil nearby to suit my needs. Besides, I nearly have enough rewards points with this establishment for a free stay in the contiguous states. That is not something I will surrender lightly.
About that whole chaos thing?
You followed my instructions, did you not?
There wasn't anything left in that damned arsenal you sent me to. Just a cup and this worthless lump of stone.
If that was all that remains of Merlin's stockpile, then it must have some sort of value, although I can't possibly imagine what that might be. It is of no consequence. When they realize it is missing, it will only deepen their panic. And what of my old friend John?
There wasn't time. I've never used those cockamamie gates, and the alarms had already been tripped.
You did not turn him into one of us like I taught you?
I told you, Vlad. You should have sent one of us, not this newbie.
Silence.
I tasted him, but he didn't taste me. There wasn't time.
He was alive when you drew blood.
He was bleeding out when I left. He's dead, I promise you. I sliced him right as he was about to tell Abigail the whole thing.
It must have driven her quite mad to be so close to the answers she seeks. This pleases me, but I find our larger uncertainty distasteful. We would be wise to accelerate our plans.
Director on deck!
As you were.
Our first order of business is to track down Dracula. Now our search parties...
Squawk!
Are you suggesting that we should just roll over and surrender?
No, you solid-boned cretin. I'm saying it's obvious that needs to be our priority. He prides himself on being unpredictable. We've got to search places we've never dreamed he would go.
Any suggestions? Oz? Narnia? Maybe he's loitering on Sesame Street and trying to convince the gang that he possessed no more threat than a chronic case of arithmophilia.
I think we can rule out the places with a lot of sunshine, if that's what you're asking.
Enough.
He can't run forever, and the sooner we get back to the search...
I said that's enough. He's not on the run. He's never been on the run. He's never needed to be on the run.
Ha!
But why would he need to be unpredictable anymore? He's made it to the real world. Hell, he's been there long enough to open up a diner near a college just so he could keep an eye on me.
Well, at least Merlin's arsenal had already been emptied before he got somebody in there.
Yeah. Empty.
What?
Well, Barbara grabbed some piece of stone before she left. Watson said it's the thing Merlin used to, make all of this happen.
That stone has to be his play. Why else would he go to all the trouble of evading the wall?
Other than to kill Watson and turn us into a circular firing squad?
Not now, Reggie. Do we still have contacts with the big guns in the real world? State Department, MI6, Mossad, someone who knows if somebody's been trying to build a private army. Come on, guys, I know Watson only found me because the CIA had tried to recruit me. There's got to be some... What?
Watson didn't have any contacts with the CIA. At least, none that I was aware of.
Is this your way of telling me that you don't know why Watson recruited me in the first place?
We assume he had his reasons.
Wonderful. Does anybody have any information I can use?
I may know a guy who can get us the information we need, but...
But what?
He's a little... cagey? He may only want to see me.
Nuh-uh. You're not leaving the wall until I'm sure you're on our side. You set up the meeting. And Hawthorne?
Yes?
If this is a trap...
You'll be dead.
A convincing case for your innocence. Set up the meeting.
Why am I always perched on somebody's shoulder when we go out?
I'm not having this argument with you anymore. I think that's the guy.
Squawk!
I cannot remember the last time I saw a woman with a bird on her shoulder.
He's a pet.
Oh... Cool.
Does he, talk?
Like you wouldn't believe.
He's mute.
Cool.
Je regrette,
You're Robert?
Oui. I was supposed to meet with, Hawthorne.
He couldn't make it. I had to put him in a bit of a timeout.
Ah. I could never quite trust him myself. He is so wrapped up in his career. But what is a boy to do in matters of the heart?
Hawthorne told me you know how to hire large numbers of soldiers at a moment's notice?
Oui. When do you need them?
Right away.
Je regrette. If you had said next month or maybe in time for Christmas, I could oblige.
Why not now?
It's a poorly kept secret how every mercenary versus hiring deals with a fluctuating marché. When times were lean, a single individual has paid them a good, livable wage. It must have cost him a fortune. All that source asks in return is that he be ready at a moment's notice to serve his needs. For generations, bad men with guns could eke out a living never doing a bit of work. Then 2 weeks ago, the entire marché clears out. Every soldier of fortune has to make good on his retainer.
2 weeks, that's when you caught him at that diner.
Sacré merde!
Did I mention I'm practicing to be a ventriloquist? What's their source? Who's been keeping them on retainer?
I have never met him. No one ever has. He may not even be a man. More of a state of mind, n'est-ce pas? Might even be the American government, for all I know.
A name?
Son of Dragon. That is all I know.
Son of the Dragon? Isn't Dracula...
The bird can talk!
Ignore him. God knows the rest of us do. Thanks for your help.
My time is not, Qu'est-ce que c'est? Pro bono?
You already gave me what I want. However, I will give you a bit of free advice.
Oh?
Hawthorne's not that into you.
But...
He's not worth the trouble. You're an arms dealer, you're French, and you smell like lilacs. There's bound to be somebody out there who will appreciate the irony.
Merde. You're right. That will be suffisant. However, I do have a reputation to uphold. If I see you, your bird, or Hawthorne again, I'll have to kill you.
Fine by me. Say goodbye, Reggie.
Goodbye, Reggie. What are we gonna do?
We have to get back to the wall.
Then what?
I'll tell you, but if you ever repeat it, I'll deny I ever said it.
What?
I have no idea.
Isn't anyone in the real world concerned even a little bit that Dracula is amassing a huge militia?
Anyone who was aware of it assumes we'll put a stop to it. Computer, given the data I have just provided, what is the size of Dracula's forces at this time?
Approximately 10,000 hired mercenaries. They are positioned in encampments spread from North Dakota to Texas.
What is the size of the Fourth Wall's forces at this time?
435 agents and trainees.
Many of those are coming back to the wall now. Even then we're toast.
Where's the optimist that tried to stop me from shooting him in the prison wing?
This guy, this Dracula, he always bugged me. Always bugged me. But no one would listen. Now with all this rule breaking, he's really starting to make me mad. Not only does he want to kill each and every one of us, it's only a matter of time before he blows our cover.
Wait a minute.
Now I've heard everything. The bird's suddenly a stickler for the rules.
I said wait a minute. Dracula isn't breaking any rules. He's running around giving people just enough information to get them to do what he wants them to do, but nothing more. Think about it. He could get on TV, say, I am Count Dracula. Yes, the Count Dracula. I want to suck your blood. And if he could prove it, there would be panic in the streets. But he's almost scared. He either doesn't know what would happen if he used that rock.
To be fair, we don't know either.
Or, for all his preparation, he's making this up as he goes along. Au contraire, my fine feathered friend. He is still following the rules. That's the only thing that's protecting him. And that is the one thing we still have on him.
You alright there, boss?
I'm fine. Hawthorne, how quickly can we mobilize all the Fourth Wall agents in the real world?
About an hour.
Make it happen. Dracula won't be able to resist an opportunity to take us all out in one lopsided battle.
Sure. But then we'll all be dead.
Which is precisely why I'm sending you to command the troops. Also, there's at least a 10% chance that all of this, all of our lives, is just the plot of a comic book and we can't die. And if that doesn't work, we'll just call for backup.
How are we gonna call for backup if everyone's already there?
Easy. We'll break the rules. Including the ones Dracula is still too scared of.
How do you plan on doing that? Oh god, you wouldn't.
I think she would.
Boardroom, we're almost ready up here. Alright people, listen up. You all know your jobs. We're gonna bring hell itself to Dracula's forces, here. At the largest concentration just an hour west of Tulsa. Oklahoma? That can't be right.
If you wanted to hire people who were both armed to the teeth and didn't know any better, where would you go?
I stand corrected.
I'll be damned.
What?
The succession plan won't let me write down someone who will betray us, right?
Or has betrayed us, yeah, that's what I heard.
I'll be damned.
Things may get dire out there, but remember your training, and know that we have a plan to prevail.
And that plan is?
No comment. We're ready down here, boardroom.
Acknowledged. And Hawthorne?
Yeah.
Good luck.
You too. And Westing, this plan of yours?
Yeah?
Make it fast.
Roger that. Reggie, open the large gate generator and set it with the coordinates from the computer.
Here goes nothing.
Jimbo! Jimbo, wake up!
What?
We got company!
Attention, various yokels. You are in league with a fugitive fictional entity. Under the terms of the real-world Fourth Wall Enforcement Agreement, you're all under arrest.
Hawthorne? Oklahoma doesn't participate in the enforcement agreement.
They don't?
Afraid not.
Get Oklahoma!
What happened?
I had to cut the signal so I can devote the transmitter to your message.
How much longer?
Just need to get everything aligned.
Fucking hotel Wi-Fi!
What is it?
Just a guess, but the guy she's been catfishing had to find out that she's a 2 eventually.
They've sent people to engage the Oklahoma battalion, I think.
Yawn.
Leave, the both of you.
Whatever. Come on, Jenny. It's totes boring in here anyway. There's bound to be some blood in the hotel bar.
How many people have the fourth wall sent?
300? More, probably. The gate was still open when I lost the connection.
That could be every active wall agent.
I'm back in. It looks like... That can't be right.
What?
It sounds like they're getting their orders from...
Watson, no doubt.
No, it's Abby. She's running things now?
The child. Watson handed the wall to the child, and she sends every last man she has to engage me. This is going only too well. Their panic, their terror is exquisite. Send reinforcements to Oklahoma.
How many should I send?
All of them. We will wipe the fourth wall and their forces from the earth. Watson, if only you had been alive to see it.
Uh-huh. And how do you spell Oklahoma? We got mustard pinned down, Hawthorne!
Wait for it.
Wait for what?
That. Boardroom, we've got company.
Have you pinpointed where Dracula's orders are coming from?
That can't be right. He's transmitting from a Marriott in Toadsuck, Arkansas.
This isn't the time for a joke, Reggie.
Do you want me to show you the map? It says right here, Toadsuck. He's in a residential inn. Oh, those are nice.
Reggie, what's the update on those damn transmitters?
Yeah. You're on, boss.
To all fictional entities within the sound of my voice, my name is Abigail Westing. I am the director of the Fourth Wall. At this time, the renegade Dracula is threatening to strike in the real world. It will only be a matter of time before he makes a play for control of your individual worlds. Currently, Fourth Wall forces are engaged in a battle with his hired soldiers, but we are hopelessly outnumbered. In a few moments, gates will be opened in all of your locations. They will lead you to the battle. I cannot overstate the desperate nature of our situation, but with your help, we can win the day. The Fourth Wall has dedicated itself to your protection, but now we ask that you save us. Send what you can. Send everything you can. Please. Reggie, end transmission and open the gates. Let's hope that works. You've got my gate set?
You'll be spit out right between the parking lot of the Toadsuck Applebee's and what I can only assume is another Applebee's. It might be a vape shop. Fucking Arkansas, am I right?
Are people responding to the message?
Yeah, you could say that, yeah.
What is it?
It looks like everybody's responding.
Come on, Robin. To the Batcave.
I'm getting something on the distress channel.
Helm, give us warp speed.
Survive a war. You gotta become war.
Dear Abigail, mind if I join you?
Excuse me, somewhere there is a crime happening.
I will do everything I can to help. May the Force be with you.
Say that again, slowly.
The Jedi have got the jihadists pinned down by the river. Rambo and the Forces of Freedom have the fundamentalists flummoxed near the highway, and...
Go ahead. Say it.
The Enterprise. Well, all of the Enterprises, really, have made mincemeat out of your air support.
Well, it appears I underestimated Miss Westing. It is of no consequence. Her army is doomed. My people will perish in the process, but I'll have time to rebuild. I have always had an excess of time. Who is it?
Room service.
Check it out.
We didn't order any room service.
Housekeeping.
Read the door hanger.
Candygram?
What the hell?
Surprise. That was for Watson. And this will be for her.
Abigail Westing, it's nice to see you again. I'm afraid I have no bacon or coffee to offer you.
I'll live. Might live longer, too.
You must know that you can beg for help from every digit of the Dewey Decimal System, but it will never be enough. I've been planning for this day for too long.
Okay, first, Dewey Decimal is for nonfiction. We deal strictly with fiction, my boy. And second, check your computer again.
You must be joking. How did you get that thing out of Japan?
I asked nicely.
I ain't never seen anyone that merciless. Have you?
Not in all my years. The carnage. And all from one person.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to disturb you.
Please! Please show mercy!
Hawthorne, they still keep coming!
I'm not sure what else we can do.
Holy shit!
It's over, Count. Now hand over the stone and I'll make this quick.
The rock. So it does have value. How fascinating.
Track my location, Reggie. I may need an emergency way out of here.
That's what I'm here for, boss.
There's nowhere left to go. Dawn is any minute now. Give me the stone.
All right. I know when I've been beaten. Let's make a deal. The stone for my life.
After you burst into flames, the stone will be mine anyway. You're fresh out of bargaining chips.
Oh, no? You mean before he died, Watson told you why he picked you out of all the real people in the world to join him? Just as I thought. I can correct his error, child. I know why you are who you are, and I can tell you. But you have to get me out of here. What are you waiting for?
I'm waiting for the sun.
But you'll never find the answers without me.
I'll find somebody else who knows. Thanks all the same.
Watson! Merlin live!
Journal of Abigail Westing, Director of the Fourth Wall. November the 1st, 2017. Inaugural entry. Now that I'm in charge around here, it feels like I should pick up Watson's journal where he left off. We won, for the most part. I know, I was a little surprised myself. Now begins the work of cleaning up our mess. The real world is now filled with an army of its favorite fictional characters. It'll take all of the energy the Fourth Wall has to offer, but we should be able to get them all back where they belong. Doing so will prevent us from traveling back and forth for several months, but maybe, just maybe, that will give us some peace and quiet for a while. Now, only one job remains: trying to find some new sense of normalcy. Thanks for the ride!
Well, if it isn't the woman who killed Dracula.
He survived the Harker party, slicing his throat with a kukri and impaling his heart with a Bowie knife. But yeah, I'm sure I finished him off with some well-timed sunlight. But let's talk about you, the man who won the Battle of Oklahoma. God, are we really going to call it that?
It does lack a certain poetry, I'll grant you that. For the record, no one would have tried this. You killed Dracula and won the battle. And, depending on how much of this we can blame on weather balloons and swamp gas, our secret may still be safe.
You forgot to mention that I did it backwards and wearing high heels.
Watson chose well.
You're not getting soft on me, are you?
Trying to extend an olive branch.
You dare raise your voice to the director of the Fourth Wall?
If you'll have me, I'd still like to work with you. For you.
I think we can find a place for you.
Did we get the stone back?
Don't worry about it.
Why shouldn't I?
Just don't worry about it. We'll find it. How big is the Arkansas River again? Never mind, don't worry about it.
He could have lost. He could have killed you.
There's the Hawthorne I remember. You started to worry me with all that positive reinforcement.
No, I mean, you could have died. Who did you put in the succession plan?
Easy. I picked Reggie. I figure if I'm dead, we're all doomed.
Fine, don't tell me.
You'd have to kill me.
I'll keep that in mind. I'm kidding! I can be irreverent.
Get in the car. Centuries ago, the wizard Merlin broke the borders between fantasy and reality. His error continues to impact events. Myths and modern people walk side by side to this day.
Director on deck.
As you were. My name is Abigail Westing. I'm a college professor by trade and a soldier by happenstance. One day, a strange old man offered me an entirely different job. I am now charged with the care and leadership of a place built to keep the peace between the fictional and real world. It's a 3-mile wide, steel-fortified base hidden in a top-secret location. It's a place of adventure, of creatures bizarre and frightening. From this place, we protect your lives and the lives of your heroes. It is also our home. We call it the Fourth Wall.